Rebuilding the Republic starts with the re-establishment of a national government, one with sufficient authority to ensure our independence and sovereignty. 1. Re-affirm American sovereignty. The United States of America is a sovereign nation and forms the greatest civilization in the world. It's our duty to preserve it. We must refuse any form of internationalism and supranational authority. To remain sovereign, a nation must be in control of its borders, its culture, its military, and its economic policy, all four of which are threatened by European imperialism masquerading as global governance. To reaffirm our sovereignty as a nation and our superiority as a civilization, the United States of America will withdraw from all European proxy organizations. 2. Replace the Constitution. Unlike the socialists and the classical liberals, the nationalist doesn't see government as an end in itself, and rather as a means to an end, that being the unity, liberty, and prosperity of the country. The Constitution of 1789 has proved incapable of preventing the establishment of a globalist dictatorship. It must therefore be replaced with one that will establish a nationalist dictatorship. 3. Restore the primacy of American law. A state that doesn't establish its own laws is no state at all, but a mere protectorate, which is how the Europeans see the United States. In both domestic and foreign matters, American law will be regarded as the standard and only valid ordinance. Furthermore, all supranational treaties imposed by the Euro-globalists and the UN will be revoked. 4. Reject liberalism and deregulation. Restoring democracy doesn't mean falling into the trap of liberalism, a political doctrine advocating the delegation of every economic and social policy to the individual and granting them total control over all economic matters. Liberalism is a political bait leading to national impotence and mindless individualism, and as such must be opposed. There can never be true state authority if the government is powerless in its roles of defense, justice, economic independence, and the preservation of our sovereignty. 5. Establish real border security. There can be no national independence and cultural prosperity without a strict control of our borders. The globalists, who want neither for our nation, have unsurprisingly done their best to transform the United States into an open-border landfill under the disguise of world citizenship. The government, on the other hand, which should be both the protector of national independence and the vector of cultural growth, must be intransigent on that immigration issue and implement true border security. 6. Prohibit non-Americans from holding public office. A government can only be as American as its constituents. When elected officials publicly admit that they are Israeli first or consider themselves binational citizens of the world, how can Americans expect to be justly represented? It's no surprise that more and more Americans feel left out by a government that is less and less American each day. The rules are clear. To govern Americans, you must be American, American first, and American only. 7. Restore the military independence of the United States. Under no circumstance should the American military be used to defend foreign interests, whether geopolitical or economical. The American soldier has throughout centuries always obeyed to American superiority. The United States will withdraw from NATO command. Furthermore, The United States will remain in absolute control of its defense policy and military sovereignty. 8. Severely punish corruption and treason. Not content with the rise of globalism, the past decades have also seen a rise in political corruption and frequent collusion between the political sphere and the private interests of a select few. While public-private partnerships can be beneficial for all parties, when done with respect to the rule of law and so long as both parties are American, secret insider trading and fraudulent transfers between foreign organizations and elements of our government pose a risk both for our economy, that has to suffer the insatiable bureaucracy enhanced by the greed of a few politicians, and for national security. Insider deals with foreign corporations will be regarded as treason and will be punished with maximum severity. 9. Reserve the right to vote to Americans. There can be no democracy without a demos, a people who share a common nation. American citizens have been despoiled of their rights to participate in the election of their leaders. Rather than openly establishing a dictatorship and eliminating the need for elections, as the globalists undoubtedly desire, they choose to dilute the voice of the American public in a non-American electorate. On issues where only Americans should be the arbiters, such as immigration and taxation, the American citizen is now confronted to electoral competition from foreign elements. Thus, his voice is suppressed. As in every country of the world, the right to vote will be reserved to nationals.